Welcome to the WBG Training Academy. I'm Isaac Ward. Today, we aren't just talking about management. We are talking about the internal architecture of a champion. You've seen the title leader handed out like candy, but in this room, we define leadership differently. We define it by the weight you are willing to carry when the lights are off and the pressure is at its peak. Most people shouldn't be leaders. That's a hard truth to swallow. Leadership is not a reward for tenure or a prize for performance. It is a sacrifice. Over the next 42 minutes, I am going to break down the 10 brutal truths that they will never teach you in business school. These are the rules of the game that separate the title holders from the true winners. Think about your career right now. Are you leading because you want to be served or because you are ready to serve? If you are looking for comfort, this isn't for you. But if you are ready to build a standard that no one can touch, then listen closely. This is the winner's code. Teachable moment. If you lost your title tomorrow, would anyone still follow you? Think on that as we dive in. We're setting the stage for a transformation. This masterclass is designed for the elite, the automotive sales professionals, the finance managers, and the real estate moguls who know that success is a choice made every single morning. We build leaders who do hard things. This starts now. Every truth I share today is a brick in the foundation of your legacy. We're going to spend 3 minutes on each principle. No fluff, no motivational cliches, just the radical transparency you need to dominate your market. This is the Executive Playbook series. Pay attention. Before we move to truth number 1, I want you to clear your mind of everything you think you know about being the boss. Leadership is a tax, and it's time to see if you can afford to pay it. Let's look at the challenge most leaders face before they even start. The challenge most leaders face is the allure of the title. Everyone wants the name on the door. Everyone wants the salary, but very few people actually want the pressure that comes with it. The majority pursue leadership for status, recognition, and the feeling of being in control. But here's the reality. Status is temporary. Sacrifice is permanent. If you are here for the recognition, you will quit the second the going gets tough. Real leaders are prepared for the isolation. They are prepared for the 100% accountability that comes with 0% of the credit. The truths separating real leaders from title holders are rarely taught. Why? Because they aren't marketable. They don't make for good feel-good posters. They are gritty, they are difficult, and they require a level of discipline that most people simply don't possess. This is the truth nobody had the guts to tell you. Here's your first teachable moment. Ask yourself, if your salary stayed exactly where it is today, would you still want the responsibility of managing your team? If the answer is no, you don't want to lead. You want to be comfortable. And comfort is the enemy of the winner. Leadership is about solving problems that no one else can. It's about staying when everyone else has gone home. It's about taking the heat for a mistake you didn't even make. That is the tax. And most people are looking for a tax haven instead of a way to pay up. Knowledge check. Look at your current role. Are you a title holder or are you a leader? Write down one thing you did this week that was purely for your team's benefit and gave you zero personal gain. If your list is empty, your leadership is a facade. Let's get to truth number 1. Truth number 1, leadership is a burden, not a title. This is the fundamental shift. When you step into a leadership role, you stop asking, what do I get? And you start asking, who am I responsible for? The title seeker is looking for the corner office. The leader is looking for the heaviest load. Title seekers want the view from the top, but they crumble under the pressure of the climb. When things go wrong, they look for someone to blame. Real leaders take ownership. They stay late. They carry the weight of every person on their roster, and they never complain about the burden. Most people want the prestige, but they don't want the tax. Leadership is a tax on your personal time, your mental energy, and your comfort. It is an expensive life to live. If you aren't willing to pay that tax every single day, you are in the wrong room. Teachable moment. What is the tax you've been avoiding lately? Think about a recent failure in your department. Did you point a finger or did you point a mirror? A leader points the mirror. They say, this happened on my watch. Therefore, it is my responsibility. That is how you build trust. That is how you build a team that will follow you into fire. Execution is worship. You show your team what you value by what you do, not what you say. If you tell them to be disciplined, but you are the last one in and the first one out, your leadership is dead. You have to carry the weight before you can ask them to lift a finger. Knowledge check. What specific tax did you pay today for the privilege of leading your team? Was it extra training time? Was it staying late to help a struggling rep? If you didn't pay a tax, you didn't lead. Now let's talk about the fuel for this journey. Truth number 2. Truth number 2, winners don't wait for motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fickle. They come and go with the weather, your mood, or your morning coffee. If you only lead when you feel inspired, you are an amateur. You are a hobbyist, and hobbies don't build empires. Discipline is the identity. Motivation says, I want to do this. Identity says, this is who I am. Champions don't wake up every day motivated. They wake up tired, they wake up sore, and they wake up with 1,000 reasons to stay in bed. But they show up anyway because their identity demands it. Motivation is rented, discipline is owned, and let me tell you, the rent is due every single day. If you stop paying, you lose the room. Winners run on systems, habits, and character, not moods. When your systems are stronger than your feelings, you become unstoppable. That is the winner's code. Teachable moment. What is your 4:30 a.m.? I'm not talking about the time you wake up. I'm talking about that one thing you do every day that you hate doing, but you do it anyway because it's who you are. If you don't have a non-negotiable discipline, you are at the mercy of your emotions. Your team is watching your discipline, not your speeches. They don't care how motivated you sound on Monday morning if you're checked out by Thursday afternoon. Discipline is the only language that a high-performing team respects. It is the bedrock of authority. Move smarter. Knowledge check. What is one habit you will commit to doing every day, regardless of how you feel? Write it down. Make it your non-negotiable. If you can't lead yourself, you will never lead a team. Next, we face a harsh reality. Truth number 3, the loneliness tax. Truth number 3, the loneliness tax. This is the truth that breaks most people. They want to be one of the guys while holding the title of the boss. You can't have both. The higher you climb, the smaller the circle gets. It is a law of success that few are willing to accept. Old friends might stop calling because your growth makes their stagnation uncomfortable. Your team cannot be your therapist. You are their anchor, not the other way around. If you are leaning on your subordinates for emotional support, you have already lost your authority. You are there to guide them, not the other way around. The view from the top is incredible, but so is the loneliness. You must find one person who knew you before the title, someone who can tell you the truth when everyone else is just saying yes because they want a promotion or a favor. You need a sanctuary of truth in a world of compliance. Teachable moment. Who is your truth teller? Who is the person that keeps you grounded while you're climbing? If you don't have one, you are in danger of believing your own hype, and that is the fastest way to fall. Find your peer, find your mentor, find your truth. Loneliness isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign of progress. It means you've moved past the average. It means you've chosen a path that most are too afraid to walk. Embrace the isolation. Use it to sharpen your vision. Use it to build the strength you need to lead your team through the storm. Knowledge check. When was the last time you let a team member's opinion influence your standard? A leader listens to feedback but never compromises the mission for popularity. Are you leading for respect or for likes? Think on that. Now let's talk about truth number 4. Winners lose more. Truth number 4, winners lose more than anyone. This is the part of the code that most title holders find impossible to accept. They think success is a straight line. They think winners are people who just never fail. But the reality is the exact opposite. Winners are simply losers who had the guts to fail one more time than the average person. Losers avoid losses because they are protecting their ego. They don't want to look cringe. They don't want to be the person who missed the shot. But winners collect losses. They know that every no, every failed deal, and every setback is a data point. It is the fuel for the eventual breakthrough. If you aren't failing, you aren't growing. Michael Jordan missed over 9,000 shots. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before the light bulb worked. Oprah was fired from her first TV job. These aren't just trivia points, these are blueprints. These icons didn't succeed despite their failures. They succeeded because of them. They understood that failure is the tax on greatness. Teachable moment. When was the last time you failed at something significant? If you can't remember, you are playing it too safe. You are idling in the parking lot while the winners are out on the track crashing and learning. Stop fearing the no in your sales calls. Every no brings you closer to the yes that changes your life. Execution is worship. You show me a leader who hasn't failed, and I'll show you a leader who hasn't tried anything new. Your team needs to see you fail and then see you get back up. That is where real authority comes from, not from being perfect, but from being resilient. Collect your losses like they are gold, because they are. Knowledge check. What was your biggest loss this month? What is one specific lesson you learned from it that will make you a better leader tomorrow? Write it down. Own it. Now let's talk about truth number 5. Stop asking permission. Truth number 5. Stop asking permission. This is a hard pill for people raised in corporate structures. Permission is for employees. Winners give themselves green lights. In this game, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to walk into your office and hand you a permit to be exceptional. Winners started bad. They started messy. They started cringe. But the most important thing is that they started. They didn't wait for a committee to approve their vision. They didn't wait for the market to be perfect. They realized that ready is a myth. While you are waiting to feel ready, someone with half your talent is already out there winning. Permission is for people who are afraid of responsibility, because if someone else gives you permission, you have someone to blame when it fails. Winners take the opposite approach. They take the initiative, they take the risk, and they take 100% of the consequences. That is how you build a standard of excellence. Teachable moment. What is the one thing you've been putting off because you're waiting for someone to tell you it's okay? Is it a new marketing strategy? Is it a change in your team structure? Stop waiting. Give yourself the green light. The only permission you need is the one you see in the mirror. In the execution is worship. Action creates clarity. Waiting creates doubt. If you want to lead a high-performing team, you have to be the one who sets the pace by taking decisive action without waiting for a consensus. Move smarter. Give yourself the green light today and watch the doors open. Knowledge check. What is one decision you've been stalling on? What is the absolute worst thing that could happen if you just did it today? Usually the fear of the loss is worse than the loss itself. Take the shot. Now let's move to a silent power. Truth number 6, silence is a weapon. Truth number 6, silence is a leader's greatest weapon. This is perhaps the most misunderstood tool in the executive arsenal. We live in a world that rewards the loudest voice, the person who interrupts the most, and the one who feels the need to fill every single second of a meeting with noise. But in the winner's code, volume is not leadership, presence is. Weak leaders fill every room with noise because they are insecure. They interrupt because they are afraid of losing control of the narrative. They dominate the conversation because they think talking is the same thing as leading. But when you are the loudest person in the room, you are also the person learning the least. Real power is knowing when to hold your tongue. Strong leaders listen, they watch, and most importantly, they speak last. They wait until all the data is on the table, until every perspective has been shared, and then they deliver the decision. When a real leader speaks, the room stops moving, not because they are yelling, but because their words have the weight of absolute presence and observation. Teachable moment. In your next meeting, I want you to intentionally be the last person to speak. Listen to your team's ideas, their frustrations, and their solutions. You'll find that when you finally do speak, your authority is amplified. Silence isn't the absence of leadership. It is the most concentrated form of it. Master the art of the pause. Execution is worship. Your presence should be felt even when you aren't saying a word. If you have to scream to be heard, you haven't built a standard. You've built a circus. A true champion can command a room with a look and a pause. That is the level of influence we are building here at the WBG Training Academy. Knowledge check. Think about your last 3 meetings. Did you speak more than 50% of the time? If so, you were managing, not leading. Commit to the 80-20 rule. Listen 80% and speak 20%. Try it for 1 week and watch your team's respect for you skyrocket. Now let's move to truth number 7. Don't compete with people. Truth number 7. Don't compete with people. This is the ultimate trap for high achievers. We are naturally competitive, especially in automotive sales and real estate. We look at the leaderboard and we want to beat the person at the top. But here is the brutal truth. Comparison kills champions. Self-competition crowns them. If you focus on the guy in the next desk or the dealership across the street, their pace becomes your ceiling. You are limiting your potential to someone else's performance. If they are average and you beat them, you are just slightly above average. That is not the winner's code. We are looking for elite, not better than the guy next to me. The only opponent that actually matters is who you were 12 months ago. That is the only valid metric of success. Are you faster? Are you more disciplined? Is your knowledge deeper? If you are chasing other people, you are a follower. If you are chasing your own potential, you are a leader. Compete with your potential, not your peers. Teachable moment. Take a look at your numbers and your habits from exactly 1 year ago. If you are doing the same things and seeing the same results, you are stagnant. You might be winning the local game, but you are losing the potential game. You have to be obsessed with outperforming the person you saw in the mirror yesterday. Execution is worship. Growth is a mathematical certainty when you commit to self-competition. Stop worrying about the leaderboard in the break room and start worrying about the leaderboard in your own head. When you stop looking sideways and start looking forward, you'll find that the competition simply disappears. You'll be in a league of your own. Knowledge check. What is one specific skill or metric where you are significantly better than you were 12 months ago? Now, what is one area where you've stayed exactly the same? That is where your growth has stopped. Fix it. Move smarter. Now let's get into a truth that protects your time. Truth number 8, the discipline of no. Truth number 8, the discipline of no. Every yes you say to an average opportunity, an average distraction, or an average person is a direct no to your elite potential. We often think of no as being rude or uncooperative, but in the winner's code, no is the bodyguard of your time, your energy, and your team's results. Winners say no to good opportunities, so the great ones have room to arrive. If your schedule is filled with quick questions, coffee chats, and minor fires that your team should be handling, you are sabotaging your mission. You are not a manager of tasks, you are a leader of vision, and vision requires space that only no can provide. Every yes to mediocrity is a no to greatness. If you are saying yes to everyone just to be liked, you have already failed as a leader. Your job isn't to be popular, it's to be effective. Protect your focus like your career depends on it, because it does. No is the only way to ensure that your yes actually has value. Teachable moment. What is one average thing you need to start saying no to today? Is it a meeting that could have been an email? Is it a client that drains your energy for zero return? Decide now. Write it down. When you say no to the noise, you finally give yourself permission to hear the signal. Execution is worship. Your team will follow the boundaries you set. If you are available for every distraction, they will bring you every distraction. But if you protect your deep work time and your strategic hours, they will learn to solve their own problems. That is how you build a self-sustaining team of winners. Move smarter. Knowledge check. What is the most distracting average task on your plate this week? If you delegated it or said no to it right now, what elite task could you finally focus on? Execution starts with elimination. Now, let's talk about truth number 9. Leaders eat last. Truth number 9. Leaders eat last. Loyalty isn't something you buy with a paycheck. It's something you earn through sacrifice. We see this principle in the elite units of the Marines. Senior officers eat after the junior ranks. Why? Because the leader's job is to ensure the team is fed first, physically, mentally, and professionally. If you are taking the credit before sharing it with your reps, or if you are protecting your own reputation at the expense of your team, you aren't a leader, you're a parasite. A real champion is the first one to take the heat and the last one to take the victory lap. You show them you'll bleed for them first, and they'll follow you into any battle. Loyalty isn't a transaction, it's an investment in character. When your team sees that you prioritize their growth, their safety, and their success over your own comfort, you build a bond that no competitor can break. Leaders eat last because they are strong enough to wait. They are confident enough to serve. Teachable moment. When was the last time you publicly took the blame for a team member's mistake? When was the last time you gave away a win that you could have easily claimed for yourself? That is the tax of loyalty. If you want a team that has your back, you have to show them you've got their throat protected. Execution is worship. Service is the highest form of authority. Don't just tell them you care. Show them by what you are willing to give up for them. Whether it's your time, your credit, or your comfort, the price of loyalty is sacrifice. Pay it every day. Move smarter. Truth number 10. Knowledge check. Identify one team member who is struggling right now. What is one personal sacrifice you can make this week to ensure their success? Is it an hour of coaching? Is it taking a difficult call for them? Do it today. Now, the final truth. Truth number 10. Winning is a decision. Truth number 10. Winning is a decision. This is the ultimate truth of the winner's code. You are exactly one decision away from a completely different life, a completely different team, and a completely different legacy. Winning isn't about luck, and it isn't about being the smartest person in the room. Winning is a choice. Winning is a decision you make every single morning before your feet even hit the floor. It's the decision to suffer when others quit. It's the decision to stay disciplined when you're tired. It's the decision to show up when nobody is watching. You don't stumble into success. You decide your way there, one standard at a time. Are you choosing to win today, or are you just hoping you won't lose? There is a massive difference between the two. One is active, the other is passive. Winners decide the outcome before the game even starts. They commit to the decision to suffer for their potential, and that decision is what separates the elite from the average. Teachable moment. What is the one decision you are making today that guarantees your victory? Is it the decision to make 10 extra calls? Is it the decision to hold your team to a higher standard? Whatever it is, own it. A decision without action is just a hallucination. Execution is the only thing that proves you've actually decided. Execution is worship. Winning is the natural result of 1,000 small decisions made correctly. Stop looking for a shortcut and start making the hard choices. When you decide to win, the obstacles don't disappear. They just become irrelevant. Choose your life, choose your legacy, choose to win, move smarter. Knowledge check. If you decided right now that failure was not an option, what is the first thing you would change in your daily routine? Do it tomorrow. No excuses. Now let's wrap this up with your 10 truth framework. Let's look at the playbook. This is the winner's code, your 10 truth framework. Let's recap. Truth 1, leadership is a burden. 2, discipline over motivation. 3, the loneliness tax. 4, winners lose more. 5, stop asking permission. These are the foundations of your authority. Carry them into every room you enter. 6, silence is a weapon. 7, don't compete with people. 8, the discipline of no. 9, leaders eat last. 10, winning is a decision. This isn't just a list, it is your new standard. Which one of these 10 is your biggest shortcoming? Identify it, own it, and fix it today. This is the path to elite performance. Your decision starts now. This is WBG Training Academy. We don't do soft, we build leaders who do hard things. Choose to carry these 10 truths into every room. Lead as if your team's lives depend on your decisions. Because in this game, they do. Win because you made the decision to win. If you are choosing to win, drop "I'm in the comments right now. Subscribe to WBG Training Academy for new masterclasses every week. Reach out to me directly at 252-292-7795 or iword.wbg@gmail.com. It's time to execute. I'll see you at the top. Now go. Checkmate.